Hey guys, what's going on? So today I wanted to talk to you about a workout that I did the other day. But first I wanted to mention something about, I did a video a few weeks back having to do with motivation. So I kind of get that question frequently, like how do you motivate yourself? How do you stay motivated to work out all the time when you don't feel like it? So it just so happened the other day, the night before I did this workout, I planned in my head what I was going to do. I was going to get up and do this, do that, and then I'll head to the park. And, generally, I kind of mapped out the workout in my head, which I normally do. Not that I always stick to it, but so I knew that what I was going to do, and I was ready to do it. Now the next day comes and I start doing my thing, and before you know it, I said, okay, I'll go in a little bit, and I planted my ass in the reclining chair, got myself comfortable, started flipping around, watching some YouTube videos, and just getting a little bit too relaxed. And before you know it, I started reasoning with myself and saying, well, you have been working out relatively steady. Why don't you take the day off? And it was nothing physical. It's not that I was tired. It's not that I was sore from working out or anything. It was just a completely mental battle. I just got in that comfort zone where we all like to be, and I just didn't want to get out of it. So I knew I had to snap out of it real quick, because if I didn't, the day was going to be a wash. I knew I'd stay in that chair, or I'd wind up staying home and not going to the park, and I knew I'd kick myself in the ass later that day for not doing it. So one of my biggest tactics, when I feel like I need this motivation, or when I was in the mood that I was in that day, is I always tell myself that I don't want to be like everybody else. Now, I don't want to sound like a pretentious asshole, but and I might, but I look at what most people do. Right? Most people don't work out. Most people don't eat right. Most people will sleep in late on the weekends. Most people will, do anything they can to stay in their comfort zone. We don't like to be out of our comfort zone, right? So I'm always telling myself, what does everybody do? I ask myself, what does everybody do? And I say, I don't want to do that. I want to do the opposite. So coincidentally, while I'm having this little mental battle with myself to get out of the chair, I'm in a group text I have 3 friends of mine who I've known for years and years and years. They're really good friends. Well, they might not be if they see this video. But I'm in a group text with them. And you know how the group text messages are. Once you're in one, it's like the mob, right? You can never get out. So they're going back and forth about the NCAA tournament and, who won last night, who's going to win tonight, and, which is all well and good. You know what I mean? I watched sports for years, and I know these guys are big sports fans. But to a man, each one is overweight, and to be honest, not very healthy. And I just think to myself, they're putting so much effort into this. I mean, hours. They were going back and forth for hours about this stuff, and they sit in front of the TV watching these games. And again, that's all well and good. It's a hobby if that's what you enjoy, but not at the expense of your health. If you're not in good health, and you're sitting doing that, then I think the scales are a little unbalanced. So that got me going a little bit. I said, I have to get out of this chair and go. And, to coin an old phrase, you do have to strike while the iron's hot. You have to get up and move, because as much as I got myself motivated in that moment, 5 minutes later, it could have all been gone. So, long story short, I did get in the car. I went to the park, and, a couple of minutes into the workout, I felt great. I had a great workout. I had a lot of energy. I was glad that I got there. And it worked out good, and I felt really good that I did it. And just to hammer home the point about, not doing what everybody else does, I live in New Jersey, right? So that the county that this park is in, I actually drove to the park. It's a little a ways from my house, but I drive to this park. It's a beautiful park. And it's in a county where there's like 900,000 people, just shy of 1 million people. I was probably at the park for, close to an hour and a half. In that hour and a half, I was at the parallel bars, in a little section there. Not one other person showed up. Not one. And the park was relatively full. There were people walking. There were people doing their thing in the park. But nobody was over there working out. So, again, I don't like to do what everybody else does. Again, if that makes me sound like a pretentious asshole, so be it. But I just think that's a good way to motivate yourself, is just to look what the masses are doing and do the opposite. All right. That said, let's get to the workout. That's why we're here. So the workout consisted of just 4 moves. I did some Mike Tyson's. And then I did some squats. I had my dumbbells with me, so I had 25-pound dumbbells, and I did squats. And then I went to the inverted rows on the parallel bars. And the fourth move was dips on the parallel bars. And as always, a little warm up. I did 10 minutes of jump rope. I did some stretching, and then I got into it. So the workout, I put it together. I actually just did 2 supersets. And the first part, I supersetted the Mike Tyson push-ups with the squats. And I did sets of 15 on each of those, and I did a total of 10 rounds. And that first superset I did time, that took me just about 21 and a half minutes. So that came out to 150 reps on each. So the first superset was a total of 300 reps, 150 Tysons and 150 squats. Then again, my second superset was the inverted rows and the dips. And on those 2, I did 10 reps on each one, and I did 10 rounds of that. I didn't time that, but it was roughly 15 to 16 minutes to get that second superset in. So all combined, with the warm-up, I was around 45-ish minutes for the whole workout. So that gave me a total of 500 reps. So there you have it. Give it a shot. Get yourself motivated. Get out there and do it. Don't do what everybody else does. Go against the grain. You'll be much better off. As always, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'm going to catch you in the next one.